Welcome to the Owens Surveying YouTube channel. I'm Nick Owens, and today I'm going to take you on a surveying adventure today up here at the Cataloochee ski area. We're doing a drone flight of the chairlifts. If you see this right here, this sign right here says Upper Oh My Gosh. If you are a native to Waynesville, North Carolina, the Maggie Valley area, Clyde, North Carolina, all these places, you might be familiar with this place. Another incredible view today. We're going to do our pre-flight flight. I've already come out here earlier today, so just for a little perspective before we get started on the video, I'm going to try to get as good of footage. You'll see whenever I post whenever I show you the pre-flight drone footage. But there is about 759 feet of fall from where I'm standing all the way down to the bottom where the lodge is. And so I wanted to show you something. Hopefully it can depict it well enough. I'll show you in the data set whenever we look at it later. But that is a lot of fall. And we had to split this up into 2 flights. The reason I didn't kick it off before was just because we were making sure that we were doing everything safely and we didn't want to run into any problems, especially whenever it came to the drone. I had 3 visual observers, one here up at the top, one at the midway, myself, and then we had one down at the lodge. But basically, you know, if you couldn't tell, we haven't uploaded in a while. That's on me. I've actually been trying to get a new phone, waiting to get a new phone because the camera on this one, well, whenever I was shooting that Osage video, I happened to drop it right smack on the camera. So all the footage you're going to see today is coming from this guy right here. It's my inside camera. So basically I was just waiting to see, or waiting to make another video until I got a new phone. But I'm sure everybody understands that that's expensive. And so, but I just couldn't do this flight today without showing you guys just a little bit of it. This is Upper Oh My Gosh. So come with me today on this adventure. Yeah, so you can see right here that my camera is very fuzzy. Camera snobs will understand what I'm talking about here, but I just wanted to show you why I'm not using this camera or haven't really been doing a lot of videos lately. It's just because, this camera stinks. It just doesn't look professional, but I did want to show you guys the Owens Surveying ATV. I've got all my drone stuff packed back here. I got the R3. There's my Mini 3. Got my Emlid, the Jackery, my battery bank, and my drone. Our control is just right over here. Here's a little POV cam. Make sure that it's, yep. So here's our little POV cam. You're gonna come with me while I set some of these aerial targets. Whenever we look at our data sets, you're going to see some very interesting stuff. You'll see how narrow this data set is. I think that's going to be one of the most fun things, is that people are going to really get a look at the slope up through here. Granted, we're not on the actual slope. We're only going to be following, we're really only going to be following through on our where the chair lifts are. And I'm not really sure if we're allowed to tell you guys what they're doing up here, but all I can say, and all I will say, is that we're surveying the chair lifts. Take with that information how you will. Hopefully there's enough locals who watch this channel that maybe they'll pick up on that hint. If you're from afar, maybe consider visiting up here. It's a great place. I did a video a few months ago, actually last year now at this point, and I did it up at that really nice view called On Top of the World. And that little cottage house is actually not very far away from these ski slopes. So my surveyors out there, you're going to be wondering, why in the world am I using my mag nails or my TP nails to set these things? Well, pin flags just weren't doing the job, and we figure we can spare a couple dozen mag nails for the sake of making sure these aerial targets are good and secure. But yeah, if you're from this area, maybe you live in Maggie Valley and you're a frequent, and you like to ski, drop a comment down below. I'm sure you're probably very interested in what might be happening up here. I come here maybe once or twice out of the year. I'm not the biggest skier in the world. Yes, I'm a skier, not a snowboarder. I like my tailbone to be intact. That doesn't mean that I won't come up here and enjoy this incredible lodge with my friends, because I absolutely will. Get you a cheeseburger. If you're of age, maybe get you a beer. How much beers are going up here nowadays, I don't really know. But I'm sure there's plenty of festivities up here nowadays to enjoy yourself in all different ways. Great place to bring the kids, great place to just maybe enjoy your own activities. We're not dealing with a lot of wind today. I'm going to put down one more aerial target, and then I'm going to put it down on the TP. And then guys, we're ready to fly. But our pre-flight flight will be conducted, and then we're going to do this thing. What a great view. So fortunate. I feel like I always say this in these videos. North Carolina, Western North Carolina. We got the best views in the world. I'm biased, only just a little bit. It's a tiny little mag now. So yeah, our aerial targets are set. We're going to whip out our VRS, and we're going to shoot in these aerial targets, and then, well, folks, we're going to fly. I know a lot of people do a lot of different methods when we're talking about like flagging up stakes and stuff. I'm sure there's probably gonna be some people out there that are, oh yeah, you're flagging it up, right? You know what? To each their own. Anybody ever seen a cradle like this? The compass on there, I think that this is awesome. I actually really love that. Gotta stay hydrated, folks. Stay hydrated. Folks, it's hot up here, but we finished that flight. So that was about an 8-minute flight, flying at about 175 feet in the air, about 10.5 miles per hour. With terrain follow turned on, we're gonna go check out this data set right now. But first off, just to get us there, we're gonna hop in the ATV after pick up all these aerial targets. We're gonna get in the ATV, we're gonna ride back down this mountain. So I'm right here at the top of Oh My Gosh. But first I'm going to fill out my logbook. We did 1 flight today, 2 if you include our mini. We took off at 1:30. We were back on the ground by 1:50. I like to give myself a little bit of wiggle room. We can go in to our controller and confirm how much this flight log will match with it. It should match with it pretty close, and I mean really close. It's on my responsibility to make sure that I keep up with how much I fly this thing. A little bit of error is okay. We had some clouds, but all in all, folks, cloudy, sunny, and hot. You're FAA drone pilot, you need to keep up with that kind of stuff. Especially visual observers. You need visual observers for flights that you might lose people. I have 3 visual observers with me to make sure that I never miss a sign of anything. Today, grant you, I was able to have a good eye on all of these, but that first flight we did, there was a lot of blind spots that I simply was not going to be able to keep up with. So we're going to leave the top of this mountain. I just want to, hopefully this video right now will be able to show you how much we cover right here. So come on, let's go. Got all my stuff in the back. Maybe a little, you're going to be able to see a little behind the scenes of Cataloochee ski area. So we're all packed up. We had a good smooth flight today. We're gonna get back to the office here pretty soon and look at all this data. I can't wait for y'all to see it because it's a very unique data set. It's a very long data set. Just gonna cruise right down through here, go nice and slow. When you're by yourself out in the field, you have to be careful. I'm sure most land surveyors are safe, but there are some stories out there about people being by themselves, getting hurt. This is any field of job, you just need to be careful. Got a lot of equipment in the back of this ATV, a lot of expensive equipment. Maybe just a little over. We're still not all the way at the halfway point. Our halfway point's about 200 feet down. If you know what any of these things are, these little poles, let me know down in the comments because I have no idea. about our halfway mark right here. So here we are back at the lodge. That took us about 10 minutes. So we made it back. Took us a minute to get back down here, but I'd just like to show you. Shut us off here. Here's the lodge, all the way along here. More, you're just seeing the porch. But I want to show you. That's where we just were.
All right, so here is our data set, one of them anyway. We'll just run through here and look at some of our landmarks here. This is our second flight that we took from the tippy top. So here's all the landing pads, snow blowers. A little piece of imagery you should recognize at this point. So this is where we took off. There's the Owens surveying ATV. So that's this data set. Picked it up really well. Let's go take a peek at the other data set here. So these were flown on 2 separate days. This was the this data set right here was the data set that I had 3 visual observers on. And here's the chairlifts right here. As I mentioned earlier, if you are a local to the area, you might recognize this little spot right here. Heck, you probably recognize everything that you're seeing in this video. So real quick, I'm gonna show you our flight lines with the terrain follow turned on. And then here is our flight line. You can see where I took off here. So you see where, you kind of see where the intersect. We took off right here. We want to make sure that there was some overlap so that whenever we actually got the map created, we would be able to seamlessly merge these 2 data sets together. Yeah, this is a good looking data set. Really happy with how this came out. Yeah, this is nice. So I'll come up here, look at that. You can even see where people are driving and the tire marks on the ground, and you can even see where they're putting in this pipe right here. I just think that's so impressive. It's a good looking data set. So, alright, before we move forward, as always, I always like to come in and check on the data set, make sure there's nothing floating in there, nothing looks weird. It's grass at the end of the day. It's going to pick up these little spots. Those spots are not a problem. It really doesn't have that much of an impact on the contours. It's got this mound right here. You can tell where they've been digging a little bit. So yeah, I also like to look at this platform right here. Gives me a good idea. I was also standing on this platform. You can see my body right there, picked up on the data set as well. So we'll come right here. Like I say, this platform is old, so it's not going to be perfectly flat. But if we come even to this platform, it looks nice. Look at the way all these points just tie right in together with each other. And that really tells me that this is a good data set, that we got good data. So I'm going to jump over to the other data set, and we're going to look at our contours so you can see what a steep drop this is. We'll start at the top, and we'll go to the bottom. We're going to do our roughest contours because that is what we need. We want to have the roughest contours on there. Look at that. These are 1 foot contours, by the way. These are super tight. This is a lot of stuff. So here's our up top here. This was where we took off in this little spot right here, and you can see how it just took out all the vegetation, just the ground. And you can kind of see right through here, these are just the flake parts. Whenever my brother goes in and edits and creates the map, he takes all that stuff out. Really, let me pull up the chairlifts one more time. Yeah, so you see those chairlifts right there. That's really all we needed, right? We just needed this spot right here. But for good data and for the sake of a good looking data set, we made sure that we did a lot of overblow to make sure that we could see everything. And there's also a cool feature that they've added here. We'll throw on our labels here. And I know that is just a jumbled mess, but whenever you pull in and get a little closer, it shows you all of these, your major and minor contours. You can see the elevation going all the way up through here. Yeah, this is way up in the air. Take those contours off. This is just the ground. This is how we generate the contours here. Is just the ground level here. You know, say we're not happy with robotics contours. I can take this ground points and give them to my brother, and he can generate his own contours. So yeah, this is a good looking data set. We're really happy with how it came out. Definitely one of the biggest flights we've done. You can even see how the slope falls right here, and then you can see where the bank drops down. And once again, I'll turn on go back to our colorize, that you can see. You know, we only needed this spot where the chairlifts were, but yeah, it looks good.
So that's it for this video today. Hey, go ahead and give us a like, comment down below. If you're a land surveyor anywhere across the US, drop a comment. I'd like to know where you're from, know what your favorite aspect of surveying is. Obviously, this is my favorite right here. Any day flying a drone is a good day. So, while I break this down, we'll roll the credits. I hope you guys have an awesome week. Bye-bye.